to That Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. The good bad guys of Wrestling Podcast are back, talking all things of the week that was in professional wrestling. I'm here. It's Brian, of course. Jason is here. Joe's here. Kevin will be here momentarily. Shouldn't be too much longer.
Kevin is TBD.
Card subject to change, as the business says. Hey, Joe.
He could be a surprise entrant.
Yes, we'll be getting into that a little later. Yes,
in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, it's only Kevin. Womp, womp.
Okay, sorry, Brian. What's up?
The Tampa St. Pete crowd goes mild. Joe, question. Yeah. Did you cry after the Lions won the playoffs? Honest. This is a safe space. Did you cry?
No, it's not a safe space.
It is now.
I did, but it wasn't because of the win. It was for the fact that my brother, sister, and I were texting throughout the game, and we said, like, Dad would have loved this. Dad is loving this. My dad passed away going on 3 years ago next month. So it's like, this was like a big deal for all of us. So for that to happen, yes, when the Lions won, I didn't jump up and celebrate. Yeah. I stood up slowly and I paced around my kitchen,
waiting for them to blow it or reverse.
No, not that. They were taking
or the flag.
They were taking the victory formation. But I was walking slowly with my hands on my head going like, did this really happen? Did this really happen? And then when it went 0 and it was a final score, I sat down and I was just like so happy. But then the tears started coming. And it was like, wow.
That's great, man.
So yes, it was real. It was a real emotional. Kevin's gonna admit that he cried. He's probably still crying. And then he sent me the video of chugging a beer.
I think that's why he's not here. He's still crying from Sunday.
He's like, man, I got to meet Bret Hart and the Lions won a playoff game. I'm 3 more victories from getting my championship.
Yeah,
you can buy it now. You don't have to wait for the championship. You can just buy it, right? You do know that.
Yeah, I do know that. But
he wants to earn it.
I want
the Lions
earning it. Earn it. And the thing is,
I think one playoff win earns it for as bad as they've been.
That's fair. That's fair.
Why? Just because it's been 32 years? I don't know if you heard this or not, but they haven't won the division in 30 years. I don't think that was mentioned. Yes, that was
all
awesome.
good reasons.
Yeah.
Well, congrats, buddy. That's awesome. And yeah, maybe we'll have more celebration on Sunday, taking on Tampa. So we'll see if the Lions train rolls on. But we will do what we normally do. We'll talk professional wrestling. Why don't we start with Dynamite, guys? We don't usually start with Dynamite, and I thought it was a really a lot of cool things to take away from this show. And so I thought, hey, let's give them the shine of the leadoff spot here on That Wrestling Podcast. I'll start with the Young Bucks promo. So they ended last week's Dynamite coming out in their little suits. They got little pimp mustaches, basically making themselves going to be in air quotes, making them Sting and Darby first Sting's last match their partner. So Renee had a little sit down with them. They had a little bit of a character change, I would say. They were pushing that they are the EVPs and kind of got into, that, hey, we were all happy, lucky, and then things kind of changed. We were relying on, and they kind of took a veiled shot at CM Punk, it certainly seemed.
Oh, no. It was Sting, Christian Cage, Moxley, every other ex-WWE talent. That's what that was all about. They might be going back to the original adjectives, Joe.
Fresh and new.
Yes, that is what AEW was built on. And Joe, you finally got it on cue. So I love this.
Welcome.
I think that it was about time that it's still vague mentioning, which is still stupid at this point. But you said, Brian, you thought they looked like pimps. I think they looked more like Dick Tracy villains.
there's a.
I thought they looked
there's a
more like
reference.
guys who listen to yacht rock. That's
Yeah,
what I thought they
see?
looked more like. I didn't think not pimps and
Okay.
not villains, just like basically they're growing their first mustache type of guy. One
Jay,
day I
you
will.
may see people who listen to yacht rock on your cruise. You'll be on a giant yacht here next week on the Jericho cruise.
This time next Monday.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin and I will be on our way to Mexico on the Jericho cruise.
Ahoy.
So yeah, you loved it, Jay. I did too. I think this is my favorite direction for the Young Bucks, is where they are a bit of a cocky prick, and kind of going from there. That's just my way that I enjoy them the best. Joe, what did you think?
And
I liked it. I liked it for the fact that they flat out said that they lost their way in AEW. They are no longer new and fresh. They said they were supposed to be like groundbreaking.
Yeah.
And they even gave respect to Sting instead of just like saying he's one of the guys that we should like. He's like, no, everyone should be like Sting. The problem is the people that they've signed, these ex WWE guys, are not like Sting. They are toxic. I think it was mostly at CM Punk. I don't think it was at Christian Cage or Adam Copeland and Moxley was there since day one too. So
if that's the case, though, it's kind of dumb shit now to do it when he's not.
I agree.
Here.
I agree. I even said that too, and I was just like, okay, like 4% of the audience knows what you're talking about right now. Well, that's what they got to stop doing. They should stop catering to us and build an actual audience.
I mean, this is like when Punk made the comment about you can't punch people in the back.
Right.
Right.
It's dumb. And, the first.
We got it, but yeah.
Overall, though, I think that this could be the beginning of something really good. There was all the talk online about Danielson, being the leader and finding people for social media posts and stuff like that.
Can he find Tony Khan?
Probably not. Probably not. So overall, though, I think with what the Bucks are doing, and don't forget, they are Matthew and Nicholas.
Yes.
Very good. Very good.
So
with an act that's been around for as long as they have, any little character switching it up is exciting to me. And it may not always work, but I think it is, at least in this case. And I'll be curious. Obviously, we've got a long way until Revolution, but I'm already in my mind going, are they going to win? Are they going to put Sting on his back for his last match? I don't hate it.
Tradition.
It would make sense for Sting to lose.
Yeah. Well, Sting
after Ric Flair hits him in the dick.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, that's right.
And then Darby hits him with the skateboard.
Everybody turns on Sting. I don't think Sting's lost in AEW, right? I don't think, even like in tag matches, I think they've always won.
Well, I know
I'd have to look at
matches they're undefeated.
Yeah.
I
don't know if he's had a singles match.
I don't think
off the
he
top
has.
of my head, I feel like it's always him and Darby, or maybe there's 6 mans in there, and Adam Copeland was on their team for a minute. Anyway, maybe that'll be the play out. But we'll have some time to marinate on that come Revolution time.
He is 24-0.
He's the Mansoor of Saudi Arabia WWE shows, except he never loses.
Yeah.
So Sting's the man. Going back to Joe and the Lions. Speaking of crying, how amazing was that Mark Briscoe segment bringing out the nieces?
That was nice.
Woo! Yeah, that was really special. I don't know what else you can really say about that. It's just wow. Nice. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing that they did. Props to Tony Khan, and what a heartwarming moment, like on the 1-year anniversary of his brother's passing. So
I'm glad they showed Brian. Wait a minute.
Hey, Tony.
You just compliment Tony Khan, the greatest booker in the history of booking professional wrestling.
I think I try to keep it down the middle, but wow. I gotta be fair, man. I gotta give Tony his props, or whoever came up with this. This was amazingly well done.
Well, it's about fucking time. And the other 3 a-holes need to get your shit together and recognize Tony Khan for being the fucking man.
I think it was Nicholas's idea to do the video.
I'm Coney Ton. I gotta go. Bye.
It was Nicholas.
It was Nicholas.
Thank
I
you,
think it
Coach.
was more Nicholas's idea.
Okay.
Matthew
okay.
probably agreed with it.
Yeah. Well, they are EVPs, so.
Yes.
That was amazing. And then let's get into Hook versus Samoa Joe. And of course, last week the talk of the Tony Khan Twitter going, he deserves it. There was hate online and all this blah blah blah.
3, 2, 1.
There he is, and he's got a Rumble shirt on.
Yes, he does.
Kevin, you were just a surprise entrant in the TWP Royal Rumble.
Countdown.
Oh snap!
We had a countdown and everything.
Included. This match, Brian, you know, there are several guys in professional wrestling that I just didn't get. Danhausen, Pat McAfee, and Hook. I came around on McAfee. I love Danhausen. And now, after what Hook did last night, I'm in. I hope they sell the spotlight, like the Hook light. I hope they
like
sell
a flashlight.
I can put it like behind me. Like, I'm in. What that guy did, you know, it was obvious he was there to lose. But the fact of the matter is, he did it and kicked so much ass for a guy that has a dumb haircut and he eats potato chips. And he didn't even look at Joe until the bell rang. I was in on the whole thing. The Action Bronson theme song. This is something I never saw coming. I never thought I'd be this in on Hook. But he did it last night. I can't wait to see what happens next with Hook.
Would you consider yourself a hooker?
Wow.
That's what they call the Hook fans. I'm not making that up. I'm telling you, they're like, come on, hookers, get behind our guy.
Nobody
Kevin's out.
Kevin left.
He's back.
Kevin's not a hooker. I've never heard them refer to
Kevin's already been eliminated.
I'll pull it up. He's been eliminated. Kev, you were eliminated from the Rumble.
And now
Welcome back, though.
He's that guy that gets eliminated and then pulls someone's leg, and
right,
which I've never understood. But
that counts for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be back. I'm like the three faces of Foley on this episode.
Are you gonna put your head on backwards this time?
The three faces, the three heads of Cox. I mean, come on here. Wait,
whoa,
that didn't come out right. Hold on.
Talking about.
I thought you were gonna say something along the lines of, Jason, are you now hooked on Hook?
No,
I thought it was gonna be that
a real thing. It's a real thing.
Yours was worse.
But Kev, welcome to the show officially.
That's so chalk.
Let's get what did you think of the Samoa Joe Hook match? It had a lot of pre-buzz to it because of everything Tony Khan, Twitter, and Jinder, and everything else.
Okay, Tony set it up to be an event, right? To build him up as the ultimate underdog, deserving of the title shot. I loved seeing him get absolutely chopped down, beat down, because it pulled the emotional strings in the viewer. That's the thing. It pulled the emotions. Like Jay said, he's a fan. I'm a fan. I can't wait till next week's Dynamite to see how they portray him as, the underdog getting absolutely destroyed. Kicking out of the Muscle Buster was insane after a 1 count, but just getting absolutely destroyed made me hurt while watching it at home. Like, ouch, because Samoa Joe is just a beast, number one, right? But I do look forward to going to Bass Pro Shop and getting my Hook-themed fishing hooks in the future.
All right.
Sponsored by Hookers.
The table breaking spot was that was the one that just made me laugh. I'm like, my God. Joe, what was your reaction to that one, man? How'd you
My
like
immediate thought was, and I think I put it in a text message too, it reminded me of the Jeff Hardy Undertaker title match on Raw, where Hardy kept getting up, but Joe wasn't coming back in the ring to raise his hand. He just was going back in the ring to continue beating on him. So it's like it was that story, but Joe's not giving him respect, even though he totally did. I think it made Hook it made Hook last
Made
night.
man. He's a
Yeah,
made man.
Hook is now a pillar, as you will, of maybe this new AEW that will be new and fresh that Matthew and Nicholas were talking about. Maybe there are plans for Hook in this future. And like, seriously, you have a spotlight now. Where are the flashlights with Hook on it? That should be in the crowd.
Flashlights?
Yeah, the flashlights.
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 Yeah,
No,
flashlights.
flash.
Flashlight. That
Yeah, flashlights.
the A is an ass.
Anyway, yeah, I enjoyed the match. I was really into it. It's been a while since I've been into a main event of AEW.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I was not surprised that the show was going as well as it did because I was pleasantly surprised with Christian Cage, Dustin Rhodes at the beginning as well. When those two first started, I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
But
Hater.
no, I wasn't a hater. I was just saying,
You
like,
literally were just hating.
no, I said when it started, I was like, but I
Hated.
said I'll give it a chance. I'll watch it.
It was really
and
good.
It was good.
It could have been
Dustin
a Monday
Rhodes
Night
said-
Raw main event in 2000.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
Well, I did
But,
send you
yeah.
guys a picture of me playing SmackDown here,
Well-
Bring the Pain or whatever, and those two are on it. And that
So-
game is 21 years old.
It had been
Gold.
20 years since those two had faced each other.
Wow,
2003, so 21, whatever.
that's crazy.
Goldust defeated Christian in 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Oh.
2 weeks prior, Christian beat Goldust in 6 minutes.
Mm.
And then prior to that, Goldust beat Christian in 48 seconds.
So
There's
21
some
years
quick
ago,
matches back then.
add all those up, it still wasn't as long as Wednesday
Yeah.
nights.
Yeah, the match on
between the two.
AEW was 3 times as long as
Right.
the combined 3 matches from 20 years ago.
Oh, that's funny. That's a good look back. Yeah, I really like the match, guys. I mean, I thought they did it well because I didn't want it to be a 50-50 match. It was how I thought it'd be. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't believe in Hook going against Samoa Joe as a legitimate threat. Samoa Joe needs to whoop his ass, and he did. And he did for the most part. And so that was great. And then, Hook has his hope spots and everything. I'm not necessarily as optimistic as you guys about Hook's future. I mean, I think that's partly just Tony Khan booking is very up and down. Sorry, Coney.
Hater.
But it just physically, he is so much smaller than some of the roster, like Samoa Joe, for example. And you can be small and be successful, but I feel like you gotta have something more in the ring. Brian Danielson, very technical. Rey Mysterio, Lucha, right? I'm not sure what Hook's thing is. He's got a look, he's got a presence, the spotlight. There's a lot there.
Handsome.
I mean, he has a
say
suplex.
handsome?
He's
He's
handsome.
handsome, right? That's
And he's
his
only
nickname.
24. You have to remember
Yeah.
he's young.
He
He's
has
so
time.
young.
He has plenty of time. I'm not as
He's
I
gonna
wasn't
be on-
as
He's going to be he's going to be on season 2 of Big Little Brawlers, which we're going to get into later.
we'll get into that. Yes. Yeah.
So Brian, you're like you're nibbling. You're not fully hooked. Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm looking for a bite. I'm not hooked yet. But the match itself, fantastic. It was exactly what it needed to be. Hey, nice touch too with it is what it is. Taz, of course, is his dad.
Mhm.
And he tried his best to kind of play it straight on commentary. But there was times he's like, I got to take my headset off because my son's getting his ass kicked.
He
So
laid
there
out.
was a lot going on with this match. So
He
I thought
grew
it
up around
absolutely
Samoa
delivered.
Joe, so that was weird because it was making me thinking, like, well, what if one of us just starts beating the crap out of Brett in the future? Would Kevin be like
Oh my
okay
God.
with it?
Oh, it'd be nice because it gives me a break. But no, 20 years. Jay,
Yeah.
you mentioned 20 years between Christian Cage and Goldust. Joe's 44, Hook's 24,
Yeah.
right? There's a bright future for Hook.
And they referenced
that's
that.
the biggest thing, right? Bright future for Hook, unless Tony messes it up.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is the opportunity to build a homegrown.
It is an opportunity. Correct.
homegrown.
Yep.
star.
Correct. Let's go on to news that we're kind of speculating a little bit, but we're talking about Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins had his match with Jinder Mahal on Monday, and late in the match, it looked like He injured his knee, and possibly severely. Fans noticed it. It was online. You know, people saying, "Oh, well, I think this looks like he did something." You can see it in his face. The reports are he was able to walk on it backstage, but he has been taken off the weekend house shows. He is still scheduled for Raw Monday, and basically, according to Wade Keller, he's connecting the dots that it's not good news because from what he would normally hear from his people, his connections, he's not hearing from them. So he's kind of connecting the dots that he might not be okay to be back in the ring here real soon. So again, all speculation right now, guys. We'll probably have more clarity next week. But let's say hypothetically, if Seth is out for a significant time, let's say like 4 months, you know, he's missing WrestleMania. What would you do with the title? You know, and also too, if we all presumed Seth Rollins, CM Punk at WrestleMania, I guess what's your plan B maybe that you'd have for CM Punk? Any and all that.
The Royal Rumble crowns a new champion.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing.
100%.
That's great.
Yep. And then Elimination Chamber would be who goes after the tribal chief.
That's great.
No, I think that actually I have more levels to this, but no, Joe, you're wrong.
The Elimination Chamber could be who goes after the champion who win the
Yes.
Royal Rumble. Okay.
Because at Royal Rumble, we find out that The Rock and Roman Reigns are in cahoots.
Mm.
Oh.
And then at WrestleMania, whoever Roman wrestles, he loses. And The Rock says, I supported you. I backed you. You said you were the tribal chief, and I acknowledged you. And then you lost. And then that sets up WrestleMania 41.
Yeah. I see where you're going with that.
I would prefer SummerSlam in 3 months.
Yes. Fingers crossed for that.
I'm going to go WrestleMania next year.
Fingers crossed for that. I like that. I like
Setting
Rock and Roman kind of co-heads of the table, like two heads of the table with Rock and Roman there. Okay, but I mean, I don't know. Does anybody have a better idea with the title? Because that was really good.
That was really, really complicated.
It's great.
I was thinking Royal Rumble crowns a new champion. This is all speculation, though, because Seth could be fine.
Yeah, we don't. Like I said, maybe we'll know more on Monday. Wade Keller was talking like maybe they make it an injury angle or something. So no one knows, but I think that's a great call though. Is putting the title on the line. My like idea was just go all the way with Drew. You know, like I don't like he takes out Seth when Seth wants to do like I know I'm injured, but I'm still gonna defend it and have Drew kick his head off and just build from there.
Or when they vacate it, if they do, Damian Priest cashes in the vacate and just takes it like it's the 24/7 championship.
Man,
and he's the new champion.
I'm getting annoyed on the whole Damian thing, but if Seth is really hurt and they do give the title for the Royal Rumble winner, you're going to propel most likely Punk, right? Or maybe even a Cody, and Cody's going to get both belts. Who knows, right? Damian, does he dethrone Gunther at that point? And then Gunther can be propelled to the main event.
Okay. During
Right?
the Royal Rumble, there is a moment where Gunther and Kaiser are working together. And then Gunther accidentally hits Kaiser. Kaiser is the ultimate Bond villain.
Yes.
Ultimate.
He beats down Gunther, throws him out, makes Kaiser the bad guy, Gunther the baby face, and we go from there.
Ooh.
Or Brock Lesnar returns.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I'm
that's
going
good.
with.
There's always that.
That's-
Gunther and Brock.
Yeah.
But I like my idea better because what Kaiser's been doing lately, he killed Kofi Kingston. He destroyed Woods the other night. I hope he goes somewhere to Iowa and beats up Big E. They were just on the Drew Barrymore show this week. He should have did it there. But like Kaiser's the ultimate bad guy. He is the bad guy from Die Hard.
What about this? Brock is in the Rumble. Him and Gunther go at it. Brock's there the night after the Rumble. Gunther has a match. Brock interrupts, beats the shit out of him. Then Damian cashes in and takes that belt. And then Gunther doesn't have it. Brock doesn't need it at Mania. It won't be for a belt. It's just going to be an absolute slugfest. Then it propels Gunther to that.
No,
Maybe The Rock will be in there and
Throw in The Rock. Yeah.
stop with the cashing in on a secondary title. It's got to be a main title. They did that last time.
Was he going to cash it in and lose?
You can
He's
catch
the face of the
it's
Judgment Day. He can take a secondary and propel it.
It's a premium live event.
Didn't they do that last
match
year,
now?
US title?
Gunther
Yeah.
has made the IC title just as relevant as the big ones.
And that's where I would give a point for Kevin to be the guy to take the record holder, Gunther. That's why I think I'd be okay with it.
Focus on the World Heavyweight Championship.
That's fine. I'm fine either way.
I don't think he's gonna.
Well,
I don't think he'll
obviously
lose
for
it
the last 6 months, that has not worked.
Yeah.
Right.
he cannot figure it out.
Brian is like pulling out his hair every week.
I believed in you since SummerSlam, Damian Priest. How dare you?
There's a lot of possibilities. That's the
There
beautiful
is.
thing.
Yeah.
Kevin and I will see none of it. So
No, you'll be staring at the ocean. All right. Let's get a couple other quick things from Raw. We had a promo in the ring with Becky Lynch teasing a match with Rhea. Would you guys be down for this at Mania or maybe in Australia with Elimination Chamber coming up? Because that's Rhea's home turf, right?
yeah,
Mania.
do it. I don't care where it happens.
Yeah, I just want to see them
That's good.
beat each other up.
Mania.
All right. And did you guys, I'll go to you, Jay. Did you think Jinder was pulling it off? There was a couple near falls there.
I thought maybe because of what Tony Khan propelled that match to, I would have loved it, even if it was for 1 week. And obviously with this injury that may or may not be true, maybe they call it on the fly and then figure it out later. Like, the referee gets the message in his ear to switch the finish. I would have loved that. But it's okay. I've got plans for Jinder, which we'll discuss later in the Royal Rumble stuff that we're going to do.
All right. We'll get to that. Anybody else? Because there was, I think, the one where the briefcase hit Seth, and then I think Jinder hit his Colossus. I was like, wait a minute. It got me a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't watch that match till yesterday. So,
okay.
No life.
No spoilers.
Yeah, it was good, man.
It was good.
I thought I was going to get it because had I got it again, I would have been. God, I don't even know if you guys would have even talked.
I was going to say unbearable.
Well, in that case, Brian would have had to give us the login with the password for the Zoom going forward. The thing with Jinder, he looked great. I don't know how many times, like he physically dude's a specimen, right? But he looked fluid in the ring. That was the nice thing. Like, he's been gone for a long time, right? He pops back up kind of as the appetizer, right? The joke to The Rock. But Tony Khan has made him that man. His hook, Coney's making hook that guy.
Tony.
He's making Jinder.
Cody's booking now too.
He's making Jinder that person who's relevant. Yeah. So it made it for a joke to him being a badass, and he looked great. That's the nice thing. In the ring, moving, and of course physically. Dude, I wish I looked like Jinder shit.
Oh God, yeah. Well, all right. So that was an eventful Raw. This is a fun time of year. I mean, obviously we're getting close to the Rumble, but partly timing wise and just what's been happening. A lot of wrestlers on the move, and some of these have happened, and some of these are rumored to be happening. And Kevin, you said, hey, this could be a little fun bit that we do this. There's a whole lot of wrestlers on the move. And Kevin thought, hey, why don't we take this segment? We'll call them needle movers. Needle movers. Meaning, does it mean anything to you guys about these wrestlers on the move? So Jason, I'll start with you, and we'll do just everybody just quickly. Don't go into crazy depth, but I know you got to watch TNA.
I did.
It was Hard to Kill. Was it Hard to
It
Kill?
was.
Okay, Hard to Kill, and the show ended with the former Dolph Ziggler, Nick Nemeth, joining TNA, and he ended up having a little confrontation with the new champ Moose. Also announced he's going to be in GCW against Matt Cardona, Joe. So your indie dream match is
it's
My
happening.
indie dream match.
It's
But
in
it's in
LA.
LA, not
It's in
Detroit.
LA,
February
so
3rd.
hey, you're gonna have to
I'm
do a
not
little flight to
traveling
get
back
there.
to LA to see that
Okay.
match.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can get it at Triller TV, powered by Fight. And if you get Triller Plus, you get all the indie stuff they show from GCW, IWC here in Pittsburgh, Santino Brothers out in LA, like so many kick-ass independent wrestling groups you can watch live on Triller Plus. So yeah,
Beautiful
I'll probably
thing.
watch that one, yeah.
So Jay, is this a needle mover for you? You and the former Dolph Ziggler have had a little rocky relationship.
Yeah, I didn't like him at WrestleMania 31. Had a run in at the Hall of Fame. Didn't go well. Him and Jeremy Renner, on my list. But then over the years, and most recently at WrestleMania in Dallas, when Ziggler was in NXT, he really won me over.
Yeah.
Dirty Dogs, him and Rude, and I don't really know what this does. Look, GCW, okay, but that's not the big thing for him. New Japan is the big thing for Nick Nemeth.
Joe, a needle mover at all?
It's a needle mover. It's good for TNA to reestablish himself as TNA, not Impact. It's a big signing that he didn't go to AEW, even though they have a working relationship with New Japan and GCW, obviously with Moxley. But this is a needle mover, not for Nemeth, but it's more a needle mover for TNA to establish them as a new beginning for them. So I'll give that a more than halfway needle mover.
Nice. Kev?
I'll
This is your
say,
segment, buddy. Give it to me.
mid card still.
Okay.
And there's nothing against it
Yeah.
because we're going to talk about Trinity in a little bit.
We are.
Mid card, I hope he works his way up to being the person I want to see come back to the big time, to the WWE, to the main event. But right now, right down the middle, right? Like a 5. You're going right down that highway at 60. You're not going above, you're not going below. You're going right there.
On that note, Kev, would you hit the breaking news sounder? As announced by New Japan Pro Wrestling,
Oh,
Kazuchika Okada to leave New Japan Pro Wrestling.
That was reported months ago.
This is a statement that they just released. Thank you for supporting New Japan Pro Wrestling. Kazuchika Okada will be leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling after the conclusion of his contract on January 31st. We apologize to fans for the abrupt nature of this announcement, but wish Okada the very best in the future. It does say he'll be appearing on a couple dates in February, and whatever case. We appreciate your understanding and your continued support. And Kazuchika Okada did a statement. I have nothing but gratitude for having been a part of New Japan Pro Wrestling since 2007 and for them bringing me from a 19-year-old kid off the plane in Mexico to the rainmaker I am today. Thank you to the best of companies in New Japan, to the best of the opponents that I've been able to face here, and the best fans that have cheered and booed over the years. I promise to make it rain in every match I have left, so keep watching. Guys, your reaction to this. I think, was he part of Hard to Kill, Jay? Or I know he did something with TNA recently.
I don't know what he did recently. I thought it was supposed to be at Hard to Kill. Now, for what it's worth, I did not watch the pre-show because I didn't know there was one.
I just know there was something recently.
And
I
it was
saw it on
apparently
Twitter.
only for TNA Plus subscribers, which I'm not. So, look, and this is great. But I feel like if he goes to AEW, he's going to be wasted.
Doesn't it feel like that's like such a lateral move?
And
If that's the move.
Connections with Nakamura.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nakamura and Okada together be amazing. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. All right. So
Okay,
there you go.
Let me ask
Breaking news,
you
fellas.
this.
Yeah.
He goes to WWE. Needle mover.
Needle mover.
Needle mover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
even
don't
in the
I wouldn't
Rumble.
be
Right?
I wouldn't be throwing
Oh,
the
he-
title on him, the
he
first
can't be in
week
the
or
Rumble.
nothing, but
He can't be in the Rumble. His contract's not
31st.
up till the
they
31st.
just said, yeah.
January 31st.
But
Maybe
he's
there's an
headed
agreement.
somewhere.
You never know.
He's headed somewhere.
That'll be good. I just
All
hope
right.
AEW.
No,
The
I don't
next
want to be in the
one.
Don Callis family.
We don't want him. We don't need him.
Yeah, really.
Get Powerhouse Hobbs, Catasta, and Hobbs, and Callis, and
And that one half of Aussie
Osprey's
Open.
buddy that I don't know his name. And
Yeah.
yeah, we don't need no Kata. No Kata.
No Kata. Yeah.
No.
Kazuchika. No Kata.
Bye.
Oh, that was
I hope someone's
got
used that
Paige.
before.
That was
And
the best.
Cage and Rage.
Hashtag no kata.
No God.
That guy's funny, man.
Good work.
Shit.
Oh
Good work.
man.
All right. How about Ash by Elegance? Jay, again, you watched this. This is
Yeah.
the former Dana Brooke joining TNA, and so
It's
she's got a little
interesting.
character.
It is interesting because the way they did it, they had a limo pull up. Who's in the limo? And they opened up the door, and a woman's high heel, and then they zoomed up her legs, and she walks, and it was this long blonde hair. I thought it could have been her, but I wasn't sure. It could have been anybody, honestly. But I was glad to see it was her. You know, of course, jerks are jerks on the internet, and they're like, "Oh, they're just ripping off Tony Storm." Well,
I've seen that too.
done anything yet? So how do we know what it is?
Yeah.
She's a blonde-haired woman in a nice dress. Tony
It's
Storm
pretty broad, yes.
do that?
Could be like Emelina. Who knows?
Yeah. What do you think, Joe? The name is something. That's not easy to.
It's
To
not
take a
exactly
Ash by Elegance.
It's not exactly a needle mover, but good for her. She's a good worker and has constantly tried to improve herself. She's constantly tried to improve herself.
Yeah,
That
I
makes
give you
her
that.
a good worker.
Yeah.
So if it helps her out, if it helps out TNA, fine. But it's not a needle mover.
Kev, how's this one for you?
If I'm rating Nick as a mid, right, I would like to be pleasantly surprised and see her kick. And this is the only comparison I'm going to make to Tony Storm. If I could be so impressed with Tony and her mic skills, if Dana Brooke can impress me with her with Ash, I'm all for it. Impress me. Because most of my TNA, I watch through clips, right? 30, 60-second clips that I see. I don't remember the last time I watched an entire show. Sell me on the mic. Good luck.
So
We'll
Kevin,
see.
your-
We'll see.
your
She's
TNA
never been that great on the mic. That's the thing.
So
That's-
Kevin, your TNA clips that you've watched online, is that the hub or the tube?
I see what you did there.
And it's only short clips, is what you said. It's only like 30-second clips.
I'm efficient. What can I
All
say?
you
I'm
need. It's all
I'm a
you
good
need.
worker.
It's all
But
you
this is the
need to get
You're
it
constantly trying to improve.
This is the thing.
Good hand
Tony
movements.
Storm has always been great in the ring. She needs to improve her mic skills, right? And she has done that. Dana Brooke is a muscular, beefy woman, not that great on the mic. That gimmick, you will have to be fantastic on the mic. Just good luck. If she kills it, good luck. That's it. I want to be pleasantly surprised.
Top dollar. AJ Francis, TNA also. He's a needle mover for me. Just because he's very charismatic. He's got a lot of charisma. I think there's always something there. He's not, he's not Bryan Danielson in the ring, and he doesn't have to be. He's a bigger dude. I think that's a good move. I think he has like the blank canvas of what he can do and be for that company.
TNA has nobody like him. I think it's a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a plus, but I'd like to see him also contribute more to Busted Open as well.
He was on last week. right?
Yeah, I'd like
That's
to
what I
see him.
heard about
I'd like to
that.
see him like be in TNA and contribute to Busted Open Radio because he does have that personality that shines,
Yeah.
especially with those guys. So I want to see him on both. I'm selfish.
How about Jungle Boy showed up on New Japan? He had his AEW contract and he tore it up, which I'm sure all the lawyers went, "Oh, is that all you got to do to get out of a contract? You rip it in half? Who
Such a
knew?"
showman.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
legally binding.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
I want Jungle Boy back in AEW. I don't care. You know, there's a whole subset of people who are just like, F that guy. He ruined CM Punk and AEW. Real class, blah, blah, blah.
Now cry me.
Let him be that heel on AEW. Like, he could be the Dominic Mysterio of getting boos. I think it's there for him. I don't love the guy, but let's ride what happened and to make it something. So him going to New Japan is just it's a non-starter for me.
Agreed.
If you ride what happened, then you have to acknowledge what happened, and I don't think they can do that yet.
Well, he could just be a dick.
But at the point where you can't do it yet, if you do it months down the road, then it's old news. That's the thing. You either got
Already
to
old.
hit it now or
It's already old news.
already.
yeah.
It's already old news.
Are you saying wrestling fans have short memories? Jason just reeled off how Goldust beat Christian in 3 minutes. He
Ms.
remembered
Goldberg.
that shit. That was up here. You didn't look that up. There may be some truth and maybe not to that. All right, last one. Trinity, Naomi in WWE. She was a TNA Knockouts champion. She drops the title to Jordan Grace, TNA. Rumored for the Royal Rumble. Of course, her husband, Jimmy Uso, is there. So what does this do for you guys if the return of Naomi happens? Maybe this is a Royal Rumble return.
Does
Nothing?
nothing for me.
Nothing?
Unless she joins the bloodline.
Thank you, Joe.
But what if she does?
You took it. You took it from me. Yep. That's what I would want to see.
I would love to see heel Trinity.
I'd love, yes, in the bloodline. Come on.
Yeah, but Jimmy is being an idiot.
Yes,
Like,
he is.
He's not anything.
I know. I don't like it, but we can pivot this. Trinity Naomi comes and slaps some sense into him and gets him back on track.
Ass. Unless Sasha comes with her.
Well, there is that. That's always out there. All right, so that's your movers and shakers, needle movers there. Thank you, Kev.
One thing that I just found out today before we recorded, Black Taurus, he's a luchador, but he's a big dude. He wears a bull mask, apparently signed with AEW. Now he won't be able to be Black Taurus anymore. AAA owns that name, but this guy
come on,
can move. He is so good for being a luchador that can go with Commander and Vikingo and stuff like that. So
when you say big guy who can move it, like Bam Bam big, or
yeah, I mean not as wide, but just a big stocky dude. Just look up Black Taurus,
I'm gonna have to.
TAURUS.
Jay, while I clean up,
if I do something, it's going to be either the hub or the tube that pops.
No, don't go to the hub.
He's got a 30-second clip.
So earlier I had mentioned a show that Hook's going to be in season 2.
Yes. While I clean up my beer I spilled, I'll be right back, guys.
I wasn't supposed to say that, dummy. I was going to work through it.
Jesus.
I'm a professional. So Big Little Brawlers is this show that is on Discovery Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. And it is midget wrestling, essentially. This company is it's called Micro Wrestling, and it is in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, which is a big tourist area. I think the Smoky Mountain Moonshine Company is there. I'm sure you probably have seen their products when you go to the beer stores. But it's a wrestling promotion. They run shows pretty regularly. And then this season is basically the build to their WrestleMania, and it's called Microfest. And it just goes through the lives of these micro wrestlers, the performers. And, when it comes to this type of wrestling, which I love, by the way, they have amazing gimmick names. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Say it like Michael Buffer.
Jamaica Joe. Lil Show, the Redneck Brawler. Psycho and his wife, Pinky Shortcake. Hot Rod. Andrew the Giant. And my favorite, one of my favorites, Micro Tiger. There are 2 episodes into the season. And in episode 2, somebody gets hurt. And that's how they end the episode. It was cliffhanger. Like, I cannot wait until next Tuesday. But Micro Wrestling. Big Little Brawlers, Discovery Channel, Tuesday night. It's on demand if you don't catch it live. I absolutely love it. And Kevin, you have it's not this group, but there is a Micro Wrestling coming to Fort Wayne later tonight for you, right?
Micromania. And it's funny. So I was at a work function tonight, and my coworker actually shows me. He's like, "Hey, look at this. Do you want to go tomorrow night?" I'm like, Yes, I will go tomorrow night. And we opened up and we looked at the roster. Fun fact, Jamaica Joe, unless he has a twin brother, he's also on the Micromania. And some of the people, I have it on my phone because we looked at the entire roster, including Micro Tiger. There's a lot of micros and Lils. It's like a rap fest. There's a lot of
Lil Show.
Like Lil Miss Firefly. And then Ronaldo McDonald. He looks like Ronald McDonald. Jamaica Joe, of course. Bam Bam. It's just a guy wearing a little tiny pair of undies. And the best one, we literally laughed for at least 2 to 3 minutes. 25 Cent. He looks like 50 Cent.
All
but
right.
if you get, I know you guys.
I saw it. You sent it earlier. I saw it.
Yeah, 25 Cent. $20.
Get tall or die trying.
Brian, it's in your own stomping grounds, Pierre's.
Yeah. Shout out to Pierre's where I did karaoke.
But yeah, $20. It's fun. So
yeah, definitely go check it out. And Kevin, do a vlog it in some form or another, because wear your That Wrestling Podcast t-shirt. You can wash it before the cruise next week. Make that happen. Hand out some stickers. I'll have more if you need them.
Let's get into the return of WWE on A&E. They announced the upcoming season of Rivals as well as the biography series. So Rivals, we've got Triple H and The Rock, Jake the Snake versus Macho Man, Taker and Shawn, Cena and Randy, Hardy's, Dudley's, Edge and Christian, and Miz and Daniel Bryan. And then the biography, we've got Randy Orton, Sergeant Slaughter. Looking forward to my cameo in that one. Nice. Scott Hall.
They did call. They called me for footage.
Yes, there is footage. DDP, British Bulldog, and Roman Reigns. What did you guys think of this lineup? Is there anybody that caught your eye on this? Oh, no. Really? Even Sergeant Slaughter.
Well, I would say Sarge because he's a friend of the show.
Yeah.
And
but
that's it.
Why couldn't they have done Cena Punk?
Oh, it probably was in the works before he came back.
Yeah.
You could still do it. They have the rights to it all. You're right.
It now and that be the season finale. I don't know. Did they?
Did
they say anything about Hidden Treasures coming back?
Not in the press release.
They don't have a host.
They're hidden away forever.
It wasn't AJ. He didn't host the second one. I like the Miz Daniel Bryan one. Just any excuse to show that talking smack again. That's a win for me. Everything
You're the coward.
I think.
Did you look in my eye right now?
I want Coney Ton to reenact the Miz's speech on talking smack.
In his
You're the coward, Daniel. You're the coward, Daniel.
Miz's lip looks like Fire Marshal Bill because he gets so heated. Renee, you have a great show.
Oh man, but he got so red and just show it again.
Why don't you go back to the bingo hall with your friends?
Your buddies. Oh, it's so good.
We can get Coney to do that someday. That'd
On
be
the list
amazing.
of the bios, Scott Hall Razors is going to be sad. It's going to dive a lot into his demons. DDP, I feel like could be a fun one.
They've done
Maybe they'll
both
throw out
already,
some stuff
though.
I don't know. That
Yeah.
of the list, that's the one I saw that truly the most excited for.
Okay, a-holes, here it goes. I heard you, Brian. I know what you want.
I knew I could count on you.
There is a lot here.
You wrestle like a coward.
I don't want to do the whole thing. You guys,
Yeah.
you guys
If you want to hold on to this, you can
Here,
hold on to this.
I'll pretend I'm Daniel Bryan. If I had to imagine build a wrestler with the WWE style, it would be you.
You had your chance to talk. You're the one who called me a coward in the wrestling ring. But let's talk about cowards for 1 second. The reason I wrestle the way I wrestle because I can do it day in and day out.
Unless they're zombies.
I've never in my career ever been injured. And then he got injured. I don't get injured for 6 months to a year. I'm here each and every week. But you sit there and you call me a coward. Wait! Let me tell you about a coward. Let me tell you about a guy who tells his WWE fans, the people that he loves, that he'll be back. He promises them. I promise you, I will be back in 1 year's time to claim this title. But you didn't, Daniel, did you? But I'm the coward. I'm the one.
And then he says, if they would let me come back, I would come back.
Yes. Yeah.
You would? You love that WWE ring. You love being in wrestling. You love being right in the wrestling ring, and you love wrestling, right? Well, why don't you quit? Why don't you quit? Go to the bingo halls with your indie butt.
And then Renee chimes in, you need to calm down. That's not what this show is about.
Let the GM have this. Thank you very much, Renee. This is a great show. But
then looking back at Daniel,
we're talking here. I need to talk to you real quick because the fact that you're the one that calls me a coward and you're the one that doesn't get in the WWE ring again.
Daniel then gets up and walks off the set.
And this is where he loses it.
You walk away from me, Daniel. You walk away. I'm the one that loves the fans. I'm the one that loves everyone and everything. It's a lot. All right, here we go. You're the one that gets up and walks away every single time. You're the coward. I'm not a coward. I'm your Intercontinental Champion. And there's a reason I have the title and a reason I'm making this the most relevant, prestigious title the WWE has. And I deserve your respect on SmackDown Live. Get that camera right here. Get that camera right here. Understand that this is day 141 of the never-ending Intercontinental Championship World Tour. And I swear to you, I promise, it'll be the most relevant title on SmackDown Live.
Remember when it was called that?
I can care less about those little kids out there, the tag titles and the Women's Championship and the WWE Championship. This is my show. My show. And I'm sick of all of you. My GM sitting there criticizing me, calling me a coward. You're the coward. I'm the one here day in and day out in that wrestling ring and beating people up. Thank you very much.
It was so good.
And scene.
I remember watching that for the first time, and then the second time, and the third time, and 10 times in one day.
Wow.
That was amazing. No,
Thank you.
I feel like that's up for Twippy moment of the year already.
Yeah, it is. It is. The contest might be. It's over. It's over.
Coney should read audiobooks.
There's something there. There's
Wow.
something there. If Coney's looking for some side money, I think that's an angle that's appropriate. That was fantastic.
Move over,
All right.
Freeman. Jesus.
Let's finish up the program. We are like you said, as you're listening, you're probably about a week away here from the Rumble. We're gonna do a TWP draft. We haven't done one of these in a minute, the draft is 5 Royal Rumble surprises we want to see it, and they have to be realistic. Somebody would go on and say Samoa Joe. Well, it's not going to happen, right? So the criteria I said to the boys, they can be legends, they could be NXT, release stars, independent stars, anything like that, and they can do them for either the men or the women's Rumble. So just anything. We're going to do 5 of our surprise returns. If somebody's drafted, they can't be drafted again. Joe, why don't you start, my friend?
All right, I'm gonna go with Brock Lesnar, #1 pick.
All right, Brock is off the board. Kev?
Isn't he still like employed?
Yeah, but he hasn't been there since SummerSlam, so
It's a
Brock
surprise.
Lesnar. It's a surprise.
Yeah, still a surprise until they come out on Monday and say Brock will be in the Rumble. Yeah.
I will go with who just signed a Legends deal a little bit ago. I'll go Ken Shamrock.
Oh,
Legend.
I was thinking of him. Good
Legend
job.
Ken
I
Shamrock.
wasn't.
Good job. No, I was thinking of him. I don't have him on my list, but I was thinking of him before. Let's see. I'll go next. I will go with AJ Lee. CM Punk's back. Let's bring the missus back to the women's Royal Rumble. I think that'd be a big pop. Jay?
Those are terrible picks. I've got the best one that none of you are thinking about.
We got Doink the Clown.
Relevant in today's society due to his recent resurgence online. 2 million YouTube subscribers in less than a year. His name is Maven.
Oh, Maven.
Oh, yeah.
Capitalize on what he has going on in his real life.
Like that. Joe, back to you.
Haven't seen her in almost a year. I'm going on the women's Rumble, and no, it's not Tori Wilson. It's Lita.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, we haven't seen her since
She got attacked by
WrestleMania or
Trish.
so? Yeah.
Yeah. When they were
wasn't
tag
long
champs.
after that. All right, Kev. Lita's off the board.
I'll go also with the ladies. She's an NXT superstar. She's got a big old booty. I'll go Nikita Lyons.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I want to see what she can do on the main roster. That's the biggest thing.
Love it.
Actually, the biggest thing will be her booty.
All right. All right.
Okay.
My God. This program's off the rails. All right. I went with, for my #2 pick, a guy you made a prediction on last year, Kev. How about Big E? Is Big E okay?
I would
How's
love
he
it.
doing, man? Can
Love
he come
it.
in for the Rumble and do an appearance? I'd pop for that one big time, man. I hope he's doing all right.
That would be
Jay,
awesome.
back to you for
Heath
round 2.
Slater.
Okay. Yeah.
Heath,
I
nice.
was thinking about
Man
Heath.
band reunion with Drew and Jinder in
Oh,
Rumble.
yeah.
Yep. Air guitars for everyone. Joe, #3.
A lot of chatter about this guy for some reason, so I'll just go with it. The masterpiece, Chris Masters.
Oh, okay. He's still doing his thing on the Indies, I believe. Maybe NWA, I think. Okay. Kev, back to you.
This might be a dream from that video
Bret Hart.
that we saw that we got really excited on. I would love to see
Oh,
Uncle Howdy.
Oh, wow.
Now
Yeah.
that Nick Nemeth is in TNA, of course, right? If I think he was supposed to be part of the Wide Six somewhere, right? But it would be awesome, or a variation of something. But also, I would love to see Uncle Howdy. That'd be great.
That's Bo Dallas, I believe, is what
Yep.
most people kind of connected the dots on. I'll go with a legend. I mean, I'll say that in air quotes a little bit, but how about Chavo Guerrero? Chavo, I don't know if he's still active at all, but I know I think, did he play a part in the at least the karaoke? How about choreography
He did that
for the Iron Claw.
for Iron Claw? Yeah.
And he was the original Sheik in a couple. Wrestling.
Okay, so he had a role in there. So, and I think there's an angle there where he gets involved in the LWO Santos thing with Ray and everything, maybe even Dominic and Judgment Day. So let's have Chavo have a fun spot and see what we can do with him for the next 6 months or whatever. Jay, back to you for pick 3.
Following up on that, Kevin Von Erich, played by Zac Efron.
So
Oh.
Zach's in the wig or whatever at this point.
He said he wants to potentially get in the
They
ring
all
for
would love
something
to do it
for
but
fun.
but they all said that the others have to be a part of it. And A24, the studio that made Iron Claw, and they do a lot of horror movies, they came out with their action figure line, and it's Zac Efron as Kevin Von Erich from the Iron Claw. So I would love to see Zac Efron in WWE ring.
Hell yeah. Joe, number 4.
This one is a return, but not. It's just gonna be a one and done. And no, it's not RVD. Mickey James.
Okay.
Her husband's the GM for
Yeah.
SmackDown, and she could eliminate Chelsea Green, and that goes Chelsea to have 2 GMs that are against her.
Newly appointed head of creative for OVW.
OVW. Yeah.
Fun fact, I punched myself because we lived like 5 miles away from OVW, their arena.
Back
When we lived in Louisville.
Louisville
Never
days.
took advantage. Davis Arena.
Yeah.
Shout out to the wrestlers. I finally finished the last episode on Netflix. If you guys haven't watched it, fantastic. Jay, I think you have. But Brian and Joe, fantastic show.
Yeah, thank you for the reminder on that.
Kevin,
I meant that. I meant that in sincerity too. But it's your pick too, Kevin.
It is. I'm going right there.
AW. Yeah.
It all ties together. Let's throw Al Snow in there.
Hey, who wants some head? I love it.
Is that on Kevin's YouTube clips?
It might be.
The two.
I'm going with Corey Graves. Corey Graves. There's been rumors, he obviously he's a commentary because he couldn't continue his career with head injuries. But we've seen Edge come back. We've seen who else? Paige, Saraya. So maybe Corey's okay. So that's my number 4. Jay?
Steve Austin.
Yes. Break the glass. Whoop some ass. All right, Joe. Last pick, buddy.
The Rock.
Okay.
Well, you said Steve Austin, but I'm going with No, I'm kidding. It's not The Rock. It's actually the real last. I'm sorry.
25 Cent.
Who?
No, it's 25 cents. No,
Black Adam.
The last pick. It's that much better. Is going to be Pat McAfee.
Okay, sure. It gets a pop.
Yeah.
All right, Kev. Last one. He's going over his board, friends.
No, I was keeping track.
He's like, I have to cross off Pat McAfee.
I'm going back to NXT, the ladies. I want to also see what Tiffany Stratton can do.
Nah, you took my pick.
I just want to see how she interacts with on the main stage, big time ring. Kind of like how what was Miro's name back in the day? Rusev, duh. When he first went into that Rumble and just did amazing against main roster guys. I would love to see what Tiffany can do against some of the ladies. So I'll say Tiffany.
Love it. Yeah, you took it right from me. My last pick, little blast from the past. Not sure really what he's up to, but during his time, he was over. How about Damian Sandow? Can we have the intellectual savior of the masses? We have some fun things with Cody with him from the Rhodes Scholars days. That's my last pick. Jay, you're wrapping it up for us, my friend.
Rhodes Clay, Funkasaurus. Somebody call your mama.
Hey, oh my God.
After all the things that he's been saying no.
Or he's going to show up at Fox News correspondent.
That's Tyrus. That's not Brodus Clay.
Tyrus.
That's Tyrus.
He's coming up doing Funk is on a roll.
Funk is on a roll.
Wait. Naomi's supposed to be back.
Yeah.
So it works out great.
Will Cameron be joining as well?
Sure.
Her favorite match of all
Alicia
time
Fox
is Melina versus
and Melina.
Alicia Fox.
Cameron and I had
dinner together.
We had dinner on the Jericho cruise. It was her, Jade, and Ricky Starks, and
that's who I was supposed to.
It was
My last pick was.
That was the
supposed to
pick.
be. Jade.
Oh,
what the hell kind of meal was it? Where they chop it up?
hibachi.
Hibachi.
Kevin, we're doing hibachi. I'll pay for you guys if you don't want to.
You guys bonded.
Kevin doesn't
over
like
the-
seafood.
You guys bonded over the volcano, onion volcano.
Yes, we're doing it. You and Laura are doing
There you
it.
go.
It's awesome. It's so much fun.
Get the
You
beef.
never know who will be with us. So yeah, good times.
No seafood for Kev, right? No
No, they don't do
seafood.
seafood. They do whatever you want. Chicken, steak.
Okay.
I had
perfect.
chicken and steak.
And
Oh,
if you
hell
see
yeah.
any of the people that we predicted, you'll know they won't be there.
Yeah. Cardona is on the boat. So
Yeah,
it's up,
Santino,
and
no
the
elimination.
day that is the Rumble, we're in the middle of the ocean.
Okay.
So
So
yeah,
I'm sitting at the table with Mickey James and Chris Masters
Yeah.
and Brock Lesnar.
Uncle Howdy's there, tipping his cap.
Brodus Clay.
Big E's here for some reason.
I've heard of cards subject to change. I don't know about boat subject to change. It might be that case, though.
and Lita.
not. Wow. All right. Well, that's awesome, guys. Hell of a show, jam-packed. We had breaking news. We had all kinds of fun. YouTube.com/That Wrestling Podcast. At That WrestlePod for all the social media. WhatAmaneuver.net for your merchandise. Next week, Royal Rumble preview and predictions. We'll get into it. And we'll talk to you guys all next week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to That Wrestling Podcast. And as always, enjoy wrestling.